Good afternoon. Today we will continue to study about the fifth sort of an adverb that is a preposition. Let's continue to study about the role of the preposition. We completed the previous class with this third clause. The birds are happy with having been fed. In this clause, the subject of the preposition with are indicated by the phrase of the general noun, the birds. The subject, the birds, are described by the be verb or, so that the listeners can understand that the subject exists from the fundamental definition of the be verb. And the listeners can understand that the definition of the be verb becomes deeper with the descriptive words. Happy with having been fed. The definition of the be verb describes the condition of the subject from the existence of the subject. From the fundamental definition of the be verb, we can understand that the subject, the bird, exists with the descriptive word stated after the be verb, stated with the be verb as the subjective complement. We can understand that the definition of the be verb becomes profound to describe the condition of the subject. The subject, the bird, start and give the definition of the preposition with to the object. The object is indicated by the phrase of the gerund having been fed. From the definition of the preposition with, we can understand that the subject, the bird, and the object of the preposition with having been fed to indicate the completed experience as a unit. The subject and the object on experience based upon a period consists of a unit. And the speaker intends to describe the condition of the subject with the experience that is very adjacent to the condition of the subject with the experience. The experience is the basis to deal with on experience of the subject, and the preposition mediate the subject and the object at the same point in time as the definition of the be verb or actualizes. We can say that the definition of the preposition actualizes concurrently on the actualization of the definition that the verb of the clause delivers. We can also say that the definition of the preposition actualizes reliant on the actualization of the definition that the verb of the clause delivers. The form of the gerund, the root of the gerund, the intransitive verb have, and the suffix ing reveals that the component of a unit with a subject is based on a period. The period is included at the point at the present. The form of the be verb are reveals that this clause is stated in the present tense with the second role of the verb, and the speaker can set the period to define the present into the various contexts. A speaker can define the present with a period of a year. The other speaker can define the period of a year with into a millennium. From this perspective, we can understand that the present defined by the speaker can be specified into a period for the experience. The experience is the experience that actualizes during the period is included in the present. During the period, for the experience, during the experience as the other component in the unit with the subject, the subject as the time receiver, as the time receivers respond to the period of time granted by the one in a way to exist. The form of the past participle being reveals that the subject of the preposition with are the time receivers, and with the interaction between the period as the basis to deal with an experience of the subject, the subject respond as the object in the subject-object relationship with the time as the subject in a way to exist. during the period when the subject responds to the flow of time as the basis to deal with an experience of the subject. The subject have received the definition of the transitive verb feed, that is the transitive, that is the original form of the past participle that has the trait as an objective. The subject are in the dual subject-object relationships. In both relationships, the subject have the role as an object. With the subject that is unstated in this clause, the object, the bird, receive the definition of the transitive verb feed. The speaker focuses on the fact that the bird as the object in the subject-object relationship mediated by the transitive verb feed. The object of the subject-object relationship with the unstated subject receive the definition of the transitive verb feed and complete the subject-object relationship with the unstated subject during the period of the experience more than once. We can think of the trait of each word that is the object of the preposition with. The word having has the form of a gerund. A gerund and a present participle has the same form, that is with the form of a verb that is the body of a gerund or a present participle, and the body of the gerund or a present participle is with the suffix ing. This combination reveals that the form of the word with the original form of a verb and the suffix connote the information about the duration. Before the word with the verb and the suffix is indicated by the term between either a gerund or a present participle. The form of the word reveals that the definition of the verb, that is the body of this word, lasts during a period. Then as this word is applied in a clause, we can understand the trait of the word related to the role of the word. In this clause, this word having is applied as an object, and this phrase of the gerund is an indication, and the word having is the core of this phrase of the gerund. As the object, and the form of the word with a verb and a suffix ing is defined with a trait between an indication or a description. In a case that the word is applied as an indication, we can say that the word has the trait as a noun. In this case, this word is indicated. This word can be called a gerund that has the trait as a noun. In the other case, the word with the verb and the suffix ing can be applied as a descriptive word. There are two descriptive words that the form of this word can be, that those are an adjective and an adverb. This form with the original form of the verb and the suffix means that this word is a derivative of a verb. So we can think of the term of a present participle for an adjective or an adverb. In this clause, the word having has the trait as a gerund. Before we call this word as a gerund, we can think of that the experience as the constituent, as a part of the unit with the subject is indicated as an experience. The subject and the experience are mediated by the definition of the preposition with. The past participle been has the trait as an adverb to describe the unstated object, that is a period. To deal with an experience, we can set a premise that the subject exists during a period. And the subject that are described by the be verb at first is specified. The subject, the existence of the subject are specified with the definition of the preposition with.